We have employees being fired for watching Ring owners' cameras. Ring is collecting data that we don't even know about. Here's the scary truth about Amazon's Ring. Hello tech friends, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Craig. I love learning about tech and seeing what it can do for us. If that sounds like something you're into, stick around. The point of my channel is to share information. My channel is focused a lot on Amazon Echoes and the smart home. I'm a Ring user and I love my Ring video doorbell. This video is not about bashing Ring or trying to stir up drama about Ring. It's about information I found reading about Ring and sharing it with you so you know some of what's been reported. From there, we can make educated decisions. As a Ring video doorbell user, I am torn with some of the recent articles I've read. On one hand, I love my Ring video doorbell and the extra peace of mind it brings. But on the other, I don't like what I'm reading. At the very least, there is no way Ring cameras will be coming inside my house. Before we get started, I'll list all the articles that I read in the description. Let's dive into it. First, let's talk about some of the video concerns. In an article from CNBC titled, "Amazon Ring Fired 4 Employees for Peeping into Customers' Video Feeds," Ring said it fired 4 employees for watching customer video feeds beyond what they were allowed to do. First off, in that statement, what does it mean they were allowed to? Why were they watching video feeds? When I hear the word feeds, I take that to mean they're watching live feeds, not recorded videos. I want to know what they were allowed to watch. Where is that buried in the terms of service? This all was discovered after a letter from a group of Democratic senators requesting information from Ring in November 2019. Amazon's Vice President of Public Policy, Brian Huseman, acknowledged to lawmakers that there's been 4 complaints over the past 4 years about its employees' access to Ring video data. Mr. Huseman went on to say, although each of the individuals involved in these incidents was authorized to view video data, the attempted access to that data exceeded what was necessary for their job. In each instance, once Ring was made aware of the alleged conduct, Ring promptly investigated the incident and after determining that the individual violated company policy, terminated the individual. That's great. They fired people who looked at videos that weren't supposed to. But should they even have access to those videos in the first place? It's crazy that this is allowed to happen. Huseman added that Ring now limits such data access to a smaller number of team members and will continue to review the access to those privileges to determine whether they have a continuing need for access to customer information. How about no? How about you don't get to watch any videos from anyone's cameras without a big fat button that says humans are going to watch your recordings? Click yes or no. The article goes on to talk about the unrestricted access Ring employees were given in the Ukraine. What does unrestricted access mean? To me, that means access to cameras that are in or out of your house. If they had access to recorded video that was set off by motion detection, that could be someone walking through their house naked or just living their lives. Do they get to look at that? Do they have live access to feeds so they could just check in on a user anytime they want? Not exactly a comforting thought. Huseman's response is that teams in the Ukraine can only access publicly available videos and videos from Ring employees, contractors, and friends only after receiving their express consent. They got caught and now they're only watching their employees' videos. The article also addresses the senators' questions about hackers who have broken into users' cameras. From what I read, the hacking's achieved through trying out username and passwords that have been leaked on the web. People tend to use the same password over and over. If you're patient, you could try those leaked passwords on different sites and see if you get lucky. I would definitely get a password manager and use different passwords for each website. That can help if one of your frequently used passwords is leaked and a hacker tries to use it to access cameras. Ring is implementing 2-factor authentication, so users will have to verify any attempts to log into their account. I think that should be a must for all services these days. Next, let's talk about data collection. In an article from BBC News on March 4th, 2020 titled, "Amazon Ring Logs Every Doorbell Press and App Action," BBC requested data from Amazon that revealed some interesting information. Every interaction with the Ring app is stored, including the model of your phone or tablet and the mobile network it was used on. In the article, privacy expert Frederic Kaltuner says What's most interesting is not just the data itself, but all the patterns and insights that can be learned from it. Knowing when someone rings your doorbell, how often, and for how long can indicate when someone is at home. If nobody ever rang your doorbell, that would probably say something about your social life as well. She added that it remained unclear how much further anonymized data was also being collected. She goes on to say this isn't just about privacy, but about the power and monetary value that's attached to this data. Amazon says it uses this information to evaluate, manage, and improve its products and services. You need to know what device and mobile network I'm using to improve services and products? To me, that sounds like data collection for the sake of selling. The data BBC requested and Ring delivered also shows every time the camera detected motion, the doorbell was rung, action taken within the app to view or speak to someone at the doorbell, when the app was opened, when a user zoomed in on footage, and also the latitude and longitude of your Ring device and of your mobile device. With these longitude and latitude coordinates, you can tell if someone's using the app from home, work, another state, or another country. This article says the coordinates of the devices were detailed enough to pinpoint the device to the nearest 0.00001 millimeter. So a fraction of a millimeter, that accurate. So basically it could tell the location of your house if you looked up the coordinates. The privacy expert, Ms. Kaltuner, said data access requests only ever show us the tip of the iceberg of the amount of data that companies collect about us. If all that is just the tip of the iceberg, what else is collected? That is way more data than I would have ever thought was collected when someone activated my doorbell. In another article from BBC on January 28, 2020, Ring doorbell gives Facebook and Google user data. According to the article, the Electronic Frontier Foundation found the Ring app was packed with third-party tracking that sends out customers' personal identifiable information. According to the website Gizmodo, 3 of the companies are not even disclosed in the privacy notice Ring puts out. 5 companies were receiving information such as names, IP address, and mobile network. Ring told Gizmodo, like many companies, Ring uses third-party service providers to evaluate the use of our mobile app, which helps us improve features, optimize customer experience, and evaluate the effectiveness of our marketing. Keyword there, marketing. The 5 companies that were listed to get your data are Facebook, Branch, AppFlyers, Mixpanel, and Google-owned Crashlytics. Facebook learns user time zone, device model and screen resolution, and a unique identifier. Branch also gets unique identifiers, device model, and screen resolution, along with IP addresses. AppFlyers, they mainly get information of sensors in your phone. Mixpanel gets the most information that includes full names, email addresses, device information, and app settings. Now for Google's Crashlytics, it is unknown what data they get. Ring does list in their privacy policy that Mixpanel and Google Analytics are used, but there's no mention of Facebook, Branch, or AppFlyers. The last thing to think about is Ring's partnering with law enforcement. I did a video on it that you can find in the description. I'm not going to go over all of it, but basically it was discovered that Ring had been partnering with over 200 law enforcement agencies and had created a law enforcement portal to help police gather footage from Ring users in a neighborhood. Apparently Ring was helping law enforcement by giving them discounted Ring doorbells to give to the public and helping them write statements to encourage users of the Ring Neighborhood app to share footage with police if needed from their cameras. In the statements that Ring helped write, they did encourage the police not to use the word surveillance. The hard part that I have with this is a public service such as law enforcement being influenced by a private company. I don't think that is exactly the best thing for us. Make sure to check out that previous video if you want to learn more. I understand that in this day and age, we're trading data for services. But how much data are we sharing? What is buried in the fine print? What's not included in the fine print? I understand that when a service is free, I'm paying with data. But after paying $250 for a doorbell and $3 a month for cloud recording, that much data is collected and is also being shared by Ring? To me, this level of data collection is crazy and tells a little too much about what users do and where they live. Can you trust Amazon's Ring? Is this scary to you? Have they gone too far? Next, make sure to check out this video over here to learn about some happier stuff. Some tips for your smart home. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching.